Dear student, welcome back in English Hub. I'm going to teach you today bias part 2 and never think about voice is very tough. Voice is being easy day to day because of our classes or all the teachers taking classes very much with very good efforts. So keep an eye on videos, keep an eye on classes. Thank you very much. Let's start the class. First of all, the class will be for class 6, from class 6 to 12, and in the second paper, of course, the topic is voice part 2 because I have given you voice part 1 lecture already. So now it's my introduction, and let's go back once again in my class. Today's discussion is, after we have studied this lesson, we will be able to know, able to learn assertive sentence from active to passive voice, imperative sentence from active to passive voice, and interrogative sentence active to passive voice, and finally passive to active voice. The earlier class voice part 1, I have already give you some primary idea about voice, and today's class is very important, and this classes will be very important as because many important ideas has given here for you. To first of all, assertive sentence from active voice to passive voice. Before going to start passive voice, you have to identify subject, verb, and object. And these three are very important because if it's small sentence, you have to identify these three. If it is large sentence, you have to identify these three. But my technique is a little bit different, my dear student, and you have to think about this, that from small sentence to large sentences, how well we can, from active voice to make active voice to passive voice, from small sentence to large sentence. Let's go start. They use the vacant space. My dear student, they is subject, use is verb, and the vacant space is object. How will it be? So object becomes subject, subject becomes object, and verb would be victory, and the auxiliary verb is here. So the answer is the vacant space is used by them. Well, this is a very small sentence, and let's go for the next sentence. They use the vacant space below their house. So the extension comes again and again, below their house. Will you feel or would you feel disturbed when extension can come in your sentence? No, never, because you have already identified subject, verb, object. So why should you bother about extension? Don't worry about that. Think about that. The answer is same as earlier, but the extension takes place where? Before by. Extension takes place before by. So the answer will be the vacant space is used below their house by them. Well, go to the next sentence. Now, it's not below their house. Well, my dear student, it's to keep agricultural tools. Well, again, extension. Extension comes from another extension. Well, from here, they use the vacant space below their house to keep agricultural tools. So would you feel the double extension come or the again another phrase come? No, never feel difficult because your topic is final. Your voice identification is final because you have already identified the subject, use, verb, and the vacant space is object. So don't worry about the extension. So what can be the answer? The vacant space is used below the house to keep agricultural tools by them. So again, to keep agricultural tools take place before by. So let's go again. We can have you think about, my dear students, the sentences becomes larger again and again. Don't think about this. I'm not mentioning here anything difficult. It's very easy. From small sentence to large sentence, from large sentence to another large sentence. from another learned sentence to another again large sentence or further large sentence. Well, here without any problem. They use the vacant space below their house to keep agriculture tools without any problem. Another phrase come here. I mean, another extension we have found here. Let's see. They use the vacant space below their house to keep agriculture tools without any problem. The answer will be, the passive voice will be, the vacant space is used below their house to keep agricultural tools without any problem by them. So without any problem doesn't make any problem because it's extension, and we know the rules that extension takes place before the preposition by. Well, let's go to the next. After cleaning filthiness, they use the vacant space below their house to keep agricultural tools. Let's check. After cleanliness, filthiness, it's text before the sentence. So would you feel very difficult for this verse? No, never. It's extension. Another extension can say after you're completing your clause or before your clause. No problem, whatever it is. It doesn't make any problem. So what will be your answer? What will be the best voice? After cleaning filthiness, no change. It remain unchanged, my dear student. So the answer is the vacant space is used below their house to keep agricultural tools without any problem by them. So we completely understand that from small sentence to large sentence, how well we can change from active voice to passive voice. So for the reverse, I mean the passive voice to active voice. My dear student, I think it's clear to you that how well you can change from active voice to passive voice. Let's go to the another structures like imperative sentence. The structure in the left structure and another example will be the right. First of all, the verb plus object, then it will be laid plus object plus be plus V3. I mean the verb 3. Well, you know always that another new word, that is don't. First of all, you have to know, my dear students, how well imperative sentence starts. It starts with verb. Basically, it's from you is silent, no problem. We will say for our better understanding that we have to start it from verb. Well, then don't plus verb plus object. So never think about this, that don't will be your barrier. No. Let not, object plus be plus V3, and another please or kindly, then verb plus object. Another one is you are told, ordered, requested, advised to plus verb plus object. Another thing is the verb plus object 1 and object 2. No problem. Your rules will be late plus object 2 plus be plus verb 3 plus 4 plus object. Well, there is a problem. In the examination, you will find these two rules, that is verb plus object 1 plus object 2, it will be 4, and another one is double object, of course, but it starts with late and it will be by. Think about last two rules. Well, my dear student, let's go for the example. First of all, the rules was verb plus object. See, settle the dispute. Settle is verb, the dispute is object. So what will be your answer? Check from the left side of the rules. Let the dispute be settled. Another example, don't look down upon the poor. So it's added with the rules. What is that? Don't look down upon the poor. It will be, let not the poor be looked. It will be looked down upon. Sorry, look will not be, it will be looked. Verb will be V3. Think about this, my dear student. Verb will be V3. It will be looked. And another was please sun the shirt. Yes, sun is a verb here. So don't bother about this. Please sun the shirt. It will be you are requested to sun the shirt. As it mentions please. So you have to use you were requested to. Well, let's go to the another one, which is very important for examination. That is verb with two objects, I mean double objects. Let's check what will be your passive voice. Let a flower be plucked for me. Thank you. And next, let me even the soil. Well, it's also double object started with let. What is the comparison between the earlier rules and the present rules? The two different rules is double object with verb, but here double object with late. So it will be let the soil be even by me. My dear students, even is a verb here, and you know even means to make equal. Well, thank you very much. I think I hope you, my dear student, you understand very clearly the imperative sentence. I have given here the 5 structures with examples. Thank you. Let's go to the interrogative sentence, which is very important, and students make mistakes for interrogative sentences. So be careful when you change from active voice to passive voice, especially interrogative sentences. I've given you the structure with charts like that. A very line I'm showing or pointing here line how well from where to there. Well, let's start. Integrative sentence starts with auxiliary verb. Whether earlier I say imperative sentence starts with verb and integrative starts with auxiliary verb, and in mostly WS question with WS question. So I have given you 2 examples. Don't worry about this. Uh, Auxiliary verb, subject, main verb, and object. As it is the rules of active voice from active voice to passive voice, it's same. Only the difference is that auxiliary verb will take place before subject. Well, auxiliary verb, the subject becomes object becomes subject, main verb will be V3, and we have to present here by. Let's check here. You have to think about that. After verb 3, we have here by before object. I missed this point, so sorry to say that we have to put here by. I mean preposition. Well, when will you draw a picture? When will you draw picture? Well, suppose will you draw a picture? Well, it will a picture be drawn by you? And if it is when, then you have to take places here when. So will, for will, it will be. As it is double words for the auxiliary verbs, we have to take place will from the subject, will from before subject, and be from after subject, and draw will be V3, and draw will be V3. So it will be drawn and by you. I think it's very clear to you, my dear student. Integrative sentence is not more difficult than the assertive sentence, just a little bit different. Like auxiliary verb will sit before the subject. Well, thank you. Go for the another example with WS question when it will come into interrogative sentence from changing from active voice to passive voice. Who, we generally knows who equal to by whom, and most books suggest it because they basically more than 90% or 95% who becomes by whom, and some other exception. That's why I cross it, whom equal to who. So you have to think about, my dear student, how it happens. How it happens. Let's check. First of all, who made the new cut? For who, we can write what the rule suggests. Was the new card made by whom? By, and who is object. What is the object form of who? Whom. So by, who will be whom. But it's incorrect because by giving WS question at last in a sentence, you can't make any question. So you have to put it at first. So what will be answered? By whom was the new cut made? You clearly say that who becomes by whom. but in different situation and different rules. It has rules. It has a rule. So let's go to the next one. What made you happy? Well, what made you happy? So it will be where you made happy by what. But will you sit by what at last of the sentence? No, my dear, you have to put it into before the helping verb. So it will be by what were you made happy. I think, my dear student, you were getting astonished. Wow, why or how? So why? Why are you getting astonished by saying that by before what? I think there is nothing different between by whom and by what here as is used. It has rules. You know, by whenever you will get what directly before verb, then it will be by. As for like this one, if it is starts with what after before subject or before auxiliary verb, then it will not be by what. Let's check. What will you plan? So it will be what will be planned by you. My dear student, I think it's clear to you. Let's go for the next one. Who knew the facts? The answer will be to whom was the fact known. Think about, if I write who equal to by whom, is it correct? Not at all, because here it is to whom. It's not by whom. So it basically sits before thinking about the verb. So we will not never or ever mention that who becomes by whom. It's the rules that it changes as situation. Thank you, my dear student. Let's go to the next plan, like passive to active voice. And in passive, from passive to active voice, we most probably feel difficulty for taking object, because in passive voice we have a problem. Passive voice object mostly in most cases missing. So we have to take passive be fitted with the situation. Let's go to that. Our school was established in 1961. It's passive voice. So in active voice, it will be the authority established our school in 1969. How well the authority come? Because it's very congenial for the situation. So that's why we take the authority. Next one, thus many customers are cheated off and on. Thus, the sailors cheat many customers off and on. So we take here the sailors as subject. Collected honey is stored in the hive. The man stores collected honey in the hive. We take here the man as subject. It is called the king of fruits. So people call it the king of fruits. My dear student, here we take people as subject. So you may have taken subject for going or for making from passive to active voice. Well, let's go to the next sentence. The bee is known as an industrious creature. Here, people know the bee as industrial creature. Let's go for another sentence. Rome was not built in a day. So, think about it. Who made the Rome city? The Romans, of course. So, the Romans did not build Rome in a day. Let's go to the another one. English is spoken all over the world. If we say the English, it means the nation of English. The English speak English all over the world. Another one, a new house is being built in our street. Someone is building a new house in our street. Well, we take someone as subject. This shop has been opened. So The shopkeeper has opened this shop. Who will open? The shopkeeper, of course. Such a present had been given to my mom. My father had given such a present to my mom. Don't think about that. What I take for subject, only you have to take this subject, not that. You have a variety of subjects befitted to your condition, befitted to your sentence. My dear student, I hope you all understand how well we can make easily from passive voice to active voice. Make practice more and more in your home so that you can make or you can cut a good figure in the exam. Well, I have given you some homeworks and you just try at home. And if you don't, then I will solve it in a commentary box. Well, if you want, then. It's all about today, my dear students. Thank you very much. Thank you all and bye-bye.